Another episode of the NJ Show. I hope you're all doing well. Let's make sure that we're live. Let's make sure that we got a few people in the chat. And then we'll kick the show off. We've got a good episode today. We're going to be talking about something very important. Just bear with me. You're all doing well. Okay, cool. Cool, we are live. All right, guys and girls and whoever might be in the chat, drop me some comments. Let me see that you're all alive. Let me see that you're having a good Monday morning. We've already got 3 people in the chat. I'm going to wait for 1 or 2 more people to enter the chat, and then we're going to kick the show off. But today we are going to be talking about the Ethereum Merge. I've come to the conclusion that price is just not really attractive at this point in time. We're chopping. We are going to have some TA towards the end of the show. We're going to focus on Ethereum's price towards the end. But today we're going to be talking about the Ethereum Merge. So when I say Ethereum Merge, we're going to be talking about what the Ethereum Merge is, the scenarios that could happen during the merge, how to position ourselves for the Ethereum Merge, and also towards the end, as I mentioned, we're going to have Ethereum analysis. Okay, so I'm already seeing a few comments in the chat, and I'll give that shout out to you guys now. Happy Monday to you, Dark Trader. It's great to see you. Why is the comment not appearing? Q-Fire, why is the comment not appearing? What's going on here? What's going on here? Well, why is my comments not appearing? 1 second, guys. Okay, there we go. Just needed a little refresh. But now that it's refreshed, I can't see all the comments that you guys have left. All right, I'm going to have to read these comments out manually. Doesn't matter. All right. Good morning to you, Elizabeth. Good morning, Dark Trader, Q-Fire, Hafuel, Faisal, Marta, Michael, Aromatic, August. It's great to see you guys. Thank you for tuning into the show. Drop your likes and comments. Already, there we go. We've got 1 comment from Hafuel. There we go. We've got 1 comment. Okay, so for those of you who are watching recorded, apologies for the extended intro. So what is the Ethereum Merge? I thought today would be a great day to discuss the Ethereum Merge because price isn't doing what we want price to do. Okay, crypto is becoming more and more boring, and this is exactly what we were hoping to achieve. If you watched my market cycle videos, you would know that we are approaching the end of a bear market and the beginning of what we define as accumulation. Now, if we're going to be talking about accumulation, then what can we expect in terms of a psychological approach to the market and how we are going to be feeling per se? How did I feel during the 2019 bear market accumulation period, and how am I going to explain it to you guys in a way that you guys are prepared for it? Now, during the accumulation periods of a market, the market gets trapped in a very, very tight range bound environment. The liquidity in the market continues to get withdrawn. It gets more difficult to trade the market. It's more boring to trade the market. You've got a low range high, you've got a low range low, very, very tight range. And it takes weeks and months to get from range low to range high. It's a very, very boring market. And now that we're starting to slowly transition into that, I would argue we have maybe 1 low left, maybe 1 final dip. And then we can begin that accumulation cycle. But today, we're going to be talking about the Ethereum Merge. And I think because of how price is performing at the moment and because we're slowly getting into that, it's a perfect time to be talking about something like this. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. But before I do so, we've got someone in the comments here saying, can you give a shout out to Ukraine? Ukraine, give us a shout out. I think I've even got a little thingy here. Nope, that's not it. Is it this? Yeah, Ukraine. All right, I'll tell you what, for Ukraine, we'll leave this up here for Ukraine today. All right, Joey, there you go. Big shout out to Ukraine. You can see the Ukrainian colors here on the border. That's for Joey. Okay, we'll leave that there for a couple of minutes or whatever. All right. Right. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to kick off with the Ethereum Merge. All right. So I've got an excellent document here, which has been written by my good friend Murtaza. So if you guys aren't following the Telegram, if you check the link in the description below, you'll see a link to the Telegram channel. It's not just myself who's part of In It for the Tech. We have another member. We have 2 members who are part of In It for the Tech and maybe a third on the way. He knows who he is. But we've got Liz, we've got Murtaza, and Murtaza put together this document, and it's a fantastic document. I'll zoom in a little bit. And the good thing about this document is that it's not something that you can Google. It's not something that you can find online so easily. And so I wanted to take it. I wanted to present it to you guys, and I wanted to help you guys understand it. So the objective by today's episode, by the end of today's episode, you guys will be able to take the concept of the Ethereum merge, the information about the Ethereum merge. You'll be able to take it to someone else and say, hey, you know what? Let me explain to you what the Ethereum merge is, why it's so big in the crypto space, how it's going to affect the next bull market, and how you can position yourself for it. That's when you know you're becoming a crypto person, you know? So tell you what, I'm going to take a sip of my coffee and we're going to get going. Okay. So, you'll see here it says Maven Chronicles. That is a VC that Murtaza works with. It's one of the VCs I work with too. Very reputable VC. And what we're going to do here is we're going to read a little bit out. And as we read a little bit out, we're going to be breaking down bit by bit how it affects us and what it is. So let's start from the very beginning. September is going to be a very interesting month in the history of crypto. Considering Ethereum's transition to proof of stake in the form of Ethereum's merge is closer than ever. That's horrible English, Murtaza, bro. That's horrible English. Continuing on, it is undoubtedly touted to be one of the biggest events to ever occur, but regardless of the hype, most investors are wondering what impact it could have on Ethereum's price after the merge. Okay, so there we go. We've got a keyword already there where we are talking about proof of stake right here. So we are transitioning from proof of work to proof of stake. Now, proof of work, imagine you've got a big room, okay? Or just imagine you've got a map and you put 6 or 7 circles on the map, okay? Now, each of those circles that you've highlighted, those are going to be the miners, okay? Physical little data centers that are operating on Ethereum's network, mining for Ethereum. Okay, now for me to send a transaction to you using my MetaMask or Binance or Gate or Qcoin or wherever I want to use, I'm going to send it through the Ethereum network, right? Okay, cool. Now, when I send it to you, what it's going to do, that transaction is going to parse through all of these little miners. Each of these miners will work to get my transaction from me all the way over to you, anywhere across the world. Now we're moving over to proof of stake. Proof of stake is different to the concept of proof of work. With proof of work, we use electricity, where we're using physical space, where it's a very slow and very old process. Proof of stake is a more modern process where we're relying on the network. We use the Ethereum tokens to build that network. There is a sense of governance in how a transaction goes from one place to another. Now, this is important. This is one of the biggest events in crypto. This is going to turn Ethereum into a brand new spanking coin. It's going to have new tokenomics. You know, it's going to really fuel Ethereum in the next market. When we're talking about where do you think Ethereum can go in terms of price? Can it go to 5K? Can it go to 10K? Can it go to 20K? Well, this is one of the fundamentals that will take Ethereum from 1K, 2K, 3K, 4K to the likes of 10K, 15K, 20K. All right, this is one of the bullish factors for it. So while it has shown tremendous strength before the merge, as we have seen in the past few weeks, everybody's still worried if this is going to be another buy the rumor, sell the news event. So again, for those of you who understand, for those of you who don't, please be patient. For those of you who don't understand, buy the rumor, sell the news is essentially when we've got news coming up for a particular price, a particular product, project, token, whatever you want to call it. All right. And what happens as this rumor circulates all over the world? Price starts to build momentum. We start to see people rushing in and buying in, okay, buying shares or buying tokens or whatever, longing it using leverage. You see the price start going up. Price starts going up. And then what happens is as soon as the news is released, boom, there's a massive sell and you see one fat candle down. And everything that we did on the way up has been completely retraced. Okay? So buy the rumor, sell the news. A lot of people are wondering if Ethereum is in that stage, but when we talk about Ethereum's price later on in the show, so do stick around for the end of the show where we discuss Ethereum's price. I've got my chart up here. This is Bitcoin, but I've got my chart here anyway. We'll be going through Bitcoin and Ethereum together. All right? And we'll be talking about that. So we want to know, is it going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news event, or is it going to be something that actually changes the price? I'll get into that later on in the stream. So the merge itself, right? Ethereum, since its inception in 2015, has been one of the prime assets in the crypto space. We know that. We know that Ethereum is the queen to Bitcoin's king. Okay? It brought about the use of smart contracts that allowed crypto applications to run as its base layer. So think about all of your favorite altcoins that all operate on the Ethereum network. This is what they're using. Okay? They're using the smart contract concept from Ethereum and they're creating their tokens and building their on the Ethereum network. Okay? So every transaction has to be on Ethereum, has to be initially validated. However, it is known that it has been running on a proof of work setup, which is similar to Bitcoin, but in Ethereum's case, it's not a store of value like Bitcoin. You cannot scale your Web3 applications on Bitcoin like you can on Ethereum. Now, this was the beautiful thing about Ethereum. Okay, the beautiful thing about Ethereum is when it came to fruition, when it came to light, it opened a massive door for us in crypto. All right. Even now, fast forward from 2015 over to 2021, you can see that a majority of the projects that are launching on the market, they're all on the Ethereum network. All right. And think about that for a second, because a lot of your favorite projects, they're all on Ethereum. Many a time, what you'll notice is that when these projects launch on Ethereum, maybe they're launching for their own chain. Their mainnet will be their own chain. I'll give you an example, WAN chain. All right. I don't know why that example came to my mind, but it did come to my mind. In fact, we can even talk about Matic. Matic is a good example. Now, Matic didn't used to be called Matic. It never used to be called Polygon, sorry. It used to be called Matic. And when Matic launched, I believe, if my memory serves me correct, I believe that it was launched on the Ethereum blockchain. All right. And then when mainnet came around, it eventually rebranded into what we know today as Polygon. And now they've moved over to their own chain. So Ethereum is that foundation. It is that stepping stone. It is that building block that most projects use even today. Okay, keep that in mind because that plays that plays a role into later's episode, the later parts of the episode. So when we're talking about building on Ethereum, applications need to be fast, cheap, and more scalable in order to keep evolving, which sparked Ethereum's transition to proof of stake. What does that mean? I know that's a bit complicated when you're looking at it from there, but what does it mean? What it means is as you get, okay, if you start a project, you've got a project, right? We're going to call it the NJ chain. That sounds a bit dead, to be honest, though, isn't it? NJ. Someone think of a name for my blockchain. NJ something. I want it to be NJ something, NJ network, NJ chain. I don't know. None of those sound good, but we're going to use NJ chain anyway. The NJ app. That sounds kind of scammy. So let's say, for instance, I've got my blockchain, the NJ blockchain. All right. As my application grows, so too will my user base. Okay. The amount of people that are transacting on my network. All right. Now, the more people that transact on my network, the more pressure it's going to put on the servers that host my blockchain. Okay, it's not just a simple case of throwing it out on the internet and it's there. It's got to be hosted somewhere. We're getting some comments here. NJ verse, the NJ metaverse, NJ verse. I quite like that one, NJ verse. So yeah. So the more that the user base grows, the more sort of pressure it's going to put on the servers that are hosting my chain. And what this means is that it needs to still be fast, no matter how many people are using it. We can't have things like crashes. We can't have things like pressure. We can't have things like downtime. This chain needs to be fast. It needs to be quick. It needs to be efficient. It can't ever go down. It doesn't matter whether there's 10 people using it or 1 million people using it. It's operating at lightning speed. And that is what people are looking for. When you're talking about layer 1, layer 2, layer 3 doesn't exist yet, but it will at some stage. You know, that's what we're talking about. So for those of you who are new to crypto or new to fundamental analysis, I've just dropped you a massive amount of alpha. If you can understand this and repeat this, you'll be able to engage in a lot more conversations when you're talking to crypto people. You know what I mean? So again, fast, cheap, more scalable. More scalable again means that I need to be able to expand my infrastructure so that whether it's 10 people or 1 million people, it's still operating at that speed that I'm looking for. All right. Moving along. So in order to keep evolving, which sparked Ethereum's transition to proof of stake. Now, with proof of work, it's not going to be like that. You guys know firsthand that when too many people are using Ethereum, if you were here during the bull market, you would see the Ethereum gas prices went insane. At one point, I was trying to send money across from one place to another. It was saying something along the lines of $1,000 in gas fees. Now we're in a recession now. Now we're in bear market. Imagine how much $1,000 could help. You know what I mean? $1,000 in gas fees. That's how bad it was. So Ethereum have now understood that in order for them to retain their number 2 spot, in order for them to take a chance to getting the number 1 spot against Bitcoin, they're going to have to evolve their game. They're going to have to move to a proof of stake network. Other layer 1 coins came in competition within Ethereum's focus on scalability by using proof of stake validating mechanisms as opposed to Ethereum in order to be cheaper and scalable. So what this is saying here, right here, is that when Ethereum came along, you can imagine that a lot of people wanted to copy Ethereum. Everybody wanted to be the next Ethereum. Neo as an example. All right. Now we've got a lot of layer 2s. Even these layer 2s, they want to be the next Ethereum. You've got Matic, Solana, AVAX, Polkadot. Even though they're layer 2s, they want to be the next Ethereum. You know? And look, Hathawel says it very, very well here. Every crypto that exists today are pretty much fighting the scalability problem. At some point, it doesn't help to throw more hardware at it. There needs to be a more technical innovation. Perfectly said. Perfectly said, my friend. Perfectly said. I couldn't say it better than that. Okay? But there has been so many new projects that have come out that have said, we want to be the next Ethereum. Use us. I remember in the last bull market, there was this one project called Credits, right? Credits, they claim to have 1 million transactions per second, which still hasn't been done yet, right? This was in 2017. And they claim to have 1 million transactions per second. Why did they claim that? Why did they hope to achieve that? Because they wanted to be the next Ethereum. Okay? So for Ethereum to keep its number 2 spot and fight for number 1, it's got to now look towards Solana, AVAX, and Polkadot, Near, Phantom. It looks at these projects and says to itself, well, hold on a second. These guys, they didn't beat me this time, but they might beat me in the next cycle. They might become more prevalent in the next cycle. So we need to change. We need to adapt. We need to get faster. We need to get more efficient in order to keep that number 2, number 1 spot. All right. However, everything changes now with Ethereum moving to a mechanism where transactions will need to be validated by ETH stakers. The migration is supposed to take place next month in September. And then do watch our previous videos. I don't think this episode has gone out yet. So this is alpha. You're getting this early. All right. You're getting this early before Maven release it. Right. So one thing that we need to take from this part of the paragraph here is we're moving to a mechanism where transactions will need to be validated by ETH stakers. So you are now able to put your ETH and lock it up into a staking mechanism. You can go to the ETH website, you can connect your wallet, and you can lock your ETH up and earn ETH in rewards every year. We're going to go into that in a moment, but just to give you some clarity, that's what you'll be able to do. And every time you lock up your ETH and that ETH in that bank grows and grows, it's going to get to a stage where the network will be so liquid, so much liquidity, transactions will be seamless. You know, transactions will be seamless. So fail or delay. While the merge has been anticipated for a very long time, there is no guarantee everything will go well. Just to cover a point, prices would likely go down. Now, don't worry about that too much. We're going to talk about prices as we go on. I do agree with this, but we'll talk about price towards the end of the episode. But I want you to focus on the fact that it's been anticipated for a very long time. There's no guarantee everything's going to go well. I've been hearing about ETH 2.0 since June 2020. 2019. I've been hearing about ETH 2.0. If I go back on my Twitter, I'm sure I'll find something in 2019 about ETH 2.0. And it just never came. You know, now we're in 2022. This thing was supposed to be if this thing had hit in 2021, ooh la la, this would have sent ETH to 510k. It would have. It would have. Speculation, but high probability behind my speculation. You know? So they've been delaying this a lot. And you can see already, look at the price, look at price here. We are in a downtrend, a massive downtrend. So this news is going to help us fuel the next cycle. It's not really going to give us the goal that we're looking for, you know? So if there's any possibility of something going wrong, it would cause a delay to the whole thing. This is something to consider since it happened back in the day as well. It did happen many times back in the day. Do note that despite the shift to proof of stake, Ethereum gas fees will not go lower. Gas fees will mostly be related to the demand for block space in Ethereum's network, which despite the transition remains high as ever, leading to no change in fees, but there are plans to work on it after the merge in the next sharding Ethereum update. So, oopsie. So, we know that now the price of the gas isn't going to change. Okay. Now that's okay because I think there's going to be multiple bull markets. I think a lot of people who focus on the lower time frames and they focus on the inside parts of crypto, they look at price and they think to themselves, oh, well, I need something to happen and I need something bullish or bearish to happen to signify the next bull market or the bear market. For me personally, in 2017, they said that was the last bull market. Well, sorry, I go even further back than that. 2014, they said that was the end of the bull market. Bitcoin went from 10 cents to $300. It's the end. It can't. It's too much gains. 2016, Bitcoin starts going up again. 2016 is similar to 2020 for me. You know? 2017, very similar to 2021 for me. Now, every cycle, they always tell us every cycle, yeah, it's over, perfect storm, it's finished, this, that. Then another cycle comes and then, it keeps happening. For me, the last Bitcoin will be mined in around 2100, somewhere around the year 2150. Bro, we're not going to be alive by then. I know that I'm not going to be alive, but I'm Asian, bro. I'm dying in the next 30, 40 years max. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, I don't know about leaving a Bitcoin for my son or my great-great-grandson. I don't know about that. I don't know what Bitcoin's going to be doing by then. You know what I'm saying? But the point is that the gas fees, although they're not going to go lower now, I know that because of the amount of bull markets we're probably going to have over the next 5-10 years, probably 2 or 3, in my personal opinion. I could be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong, but that's just my opinion. I think that it will be ample time for them to really figure this out. I don't think ETH is going to kick the bucket anytime soon. Every time we think that ETH is going to do that, Vitalik comes out with something new. So we know that we know that Ethereum, they're innovative, they're creative, they're energetic when it comes to building the next big thing, you know? So sell the news. Aside from the technical implications, even if everything goes well, there is a general consensus that this could be a buy the rumor, sell the news event, which is a pretty common scenario in the crypto space. It's a phenomenon where good news leads to a price surge before eventually going down in value once the news is officially confirmed. In this instance, this is revolving around the climate before the merge and then after the success of the merge. All right. Now, I want you guys to know that Hafuel over here is dropping alpha in itself. Like, this guy is, I love this guy. Sharding is going to be pivotal. Yes, it will be. And also 14,245,191 ETH are currently being staked, and the merge hasn't even gone live yet. You know, proof of stake isn't official quite yet. All right, so we are getting there. Guys, as always, for those of you who are in the chat now, please remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are getting closer and closer and closer to 4,000 subscribers. You guys and girls are all helping me to do it. I love you all for it. Another big shout out to Ukraine for Joey. And please, if you haven't already, like the video. Let's get the video to 100 likes. I know it's difficult to do that given the amount of people that we've got here, but let's keep the momentum going. Let's get to 100 likes. I like it when we get to that round figure. Helps with the algorithms. It helps the channel grow, and I want to be bringing you more content, you know? So again, you guys don't really need to understand too much about this sell the news event. I mean, we can give you an example here to put fuel into this. Ethereum has majorly outperformed Bitcoin since they had a big crash a month ago. Everyone is betting big on the merge and buying a significant amount of Ethereum. Open interest for Ethereum has been reaching sky-high limits compared to the low it achieved back in July, meaning that every trader is anticipating higher prices ahead of the merge. As positive as it sounds, this would indicate that there are a lot of sellers in the market that are looking to sell Ethereum after a pump closer to the merge. 13.3 million Ethereum unlocked. We will see around, well, locked, not unlocked, Moritaza. We will see around 13.3 million in staked ETH beginning to unlock, which means around 20 billion worth of ETH will be out of the market for selling at current prices. Unlocking will remain gradual over the next 12 months, with 11% of the total Ethereum supply being unlocked. Now, we know that that number has increased thanks to Hafawell over here. That number has increased from 13.3 million to around 14.25 million. Okay? Now, 8% APY. Now, this is where it gets sort of very attractive in terms of the proof of work, the proof of stake, sorry. We have discussed everything negative happening around the merge, but there are many positives as well, starting with the new 8% staking yield offered to holders, all right? So think about it like this. When you're mining Ethereum, you're using electricity to help power the Ethereum network, and in return, you're getting paid in Ethereum. Now, you can take your Ethereum, you can lock it up without doing anything. You can shut down your PC, you can go to bed, you don't need no data centers, you don't need to be paying for no electricity. And what you'll do is you'll be getting an APY every single year. APY means annual. Someone tell me what APY means again. I've forgotten what it means. Annual percentage yield. That's it. Annual percentage yield. All right. So you stake your Ethereum, and every year you will get Ethereum back in payment. Now this will fluctuate. This will not. So at the time of creating this document, it was around 8%. Since then, more Ethereum has gone into the staking platform as people continue to input more Ethereum in. If you're betting early, if there's not that much Ethereum that's been locked up, you're somebody who's betting on this early. Therefore, your rewards will be very high. It's very similar to how DeFi works. You know, you yield farming. So if you're early enough in yield farming, if you're putting in money into staking on these DeFi platforms early on, where the total value locked is very low, you're going to be getting a much higher APY. All right, very Ponzi-ish. But in Ethereum's case, the percentages are well enough that it's not so scammy. You know, you have a chance to get involved. Everybody has a chance to get involved. This is launching after the bull market, so it's not a free for all where there's a gulag in the middle. You've got plenty of time to really get involved in this thing. Now the APY has changed since this. I know it's gone lower since this, but still, it's a very bullish thing about Ethereum now. Instead of using electricity to mine, if you have no idea what mining actually even is, you don't need to know about those things now. You could just go to this place, put your ETH in, connect your wallet, deposit your ETH, hold your ETH there, and you'll be powering the network. Your ETH will be untouched, and on top of that, you'll be getting paid in ETH every year. All right? No miners. Ethereum's merge will completely wipe out the role of miners from the network. This would lead to a reduced Ethereum minting, making it a deflationary token thanks to the Ethereum burn. Massive, massive, massive piece of news. If you guys want to know what's going to make Ethereum go mad in the next cycle, what's going to make it go crazy in the next cycle, it's this word right here. This word right here. The difference between inflationary and deflationary is how you get around tokenomics. Okay? In the last cycle, I'll give you an example, all right? In the last cycle, you take your favorite token. Let's talk about Polkadot. I remember Polkadot was doing so well at the beginning of 2021. All right? Every month or every 2 months or whatever, there would be the private sailors. They would get a percentage of their tokens every month. Now, what would that mean? If Polkadot has 1 million tokens in circulation, private sellers get 100k tokens. They're going to take those tokens that they've just received. They're probably going to sell it. So now we have 1.1 million tokens in circulation. That's inflationary. The more tokens that we have in the circulating supply, the lower that price is going to be because there's going to be less of a demand. There's going to be more supply in comparison to the demand. And I hope you're understanding this. Please understand this. I want you guys to all get smart at this. I want you guys to all become millionaires and whatnot. You know? Now, Ethereum is moving over to become a deflationary token. You know? This is huge news. Huge, huge, huge. Out of all the tokens in the space, the only token that I could have really wished this for is Ethereum. And Ethereum have done it. Now, with a combination of burning Ethereum in every transaction and lower block rewards, it could significantly reduce Ethereum's supply and even end up making it deflationary. Not to forget, this would also support the green agenda for the environmentally conscious investors. So, now we can start talking about what our price predictions for Ethereum will be. We can start talking about, well, hang on, NJ. We've got Ethereum, which has really, really set the standard for DeFi. You know, when you take a DeFi token that has like 10, 20, 30 people that are using it, you take maybe you take Finance and it's got 1,000 people using it. 10 million locked up in TVL. Woo. It's not that difficult to move over from one migration to another. You know, let's say, for instance, I got my website, google.com. Okay? Google.com is my website. No, that's not a good example, dickhead. You've got, I don't know, Hathawell.com. Okay? We've got Hathawell.com. This website gets 10 hits a day, Hathawell.com. All right? Moving Hathawell.com from one server to another server, it will take 5-10 minutes. Only 10 people are going to get impacted. I'll send these 10 people a quick little WhatsApp message. I'll send these 10 people a little email. Sorry, guys, I'm going to be going offline for 5 minutes. I'm just migrating from one server to another. You know Ethereum, you know how many millions of people use Ethereum every single day? All of us in the chat right now use Ethereum. If you use Ethereum, like the video. If you use Ethereum, subscribe to the channel. Suddenly, I should get a massive like spike and I should get a massive inflow of new subscribers. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Maybe a lot of you guys use Matic or something. I don't know. Anyway, one can pray. One can pray and hope and wish. All right? Anyway, the point is, Keozan has got the nail on the head. 10 to 20k ETH next bull cycle is programmed. Now, I don't know if this is exactly going to be the case. I can't give you an exact price prediction for Ethereum, but I do think 10k is going to happen in the next cycle. I really do believe it. And I think if we do have 2 or 3 cycles in the next sort of 10 years, as an example, right? I do think that 20k is doable for Ethereum as well. I do believe so. I just said do. I do believe so. All right. If we look at Bitcoin, right? When Bitcoin was all the way down here, you can't even see the candles. Nobody ever believed how insolvent this market would be. to take us all the way to 69k. Nobody ever believed that. Now we're trading all the way back down here. Nobody believed that either. We could come all the way back down here to 10k. Nobody would believe that either. And you know what? If we made a new high up here to 150k, nobody would believe that either. And I tell you what, if Bitcoin does it, I bet you any money Ethereum will too, especially what Ethereum is doing now, you know? So higher scalability. As discussed prior, scalability has been the biggest weakness for Ethereum despite retaining over 70% market share in decentralized applications in the space. So what this means is that the product isn't getting any better. Okay, what's happening is what happened in the 2021 cycle is ETH didn't grow. Okay, the Ethereum that we had in 2017 is pretty much on the broader horizon the Ethereum we had in 2021. But what did we see in 2021? In 2021, we saw a huge influx of brand new altcoins. Bruh, a project was being launched every 2 days. Every 2 minutes, I'm getting DMs in my Twitter saying, "Hey, Trader NJ, we got a new project here that we're launching. You want to get involved, G?" Each project was bullshit. Each project, they had no use case. But you know what? We're on Ethereum. Let's launch it. Let's get some liquidity in there. Let's see if we can get it trading. That was the momentum in 2021. We had so many altcoins launching. Coin market cap went crazy. We've got like 2,000 entries on coin market, more than that now on coin market cap. And that's not how many. That's not even how many projects we have. We've probably got like 10,000 projects. Not all of them. Probably 1 out of 10 projects make it to coin market cap. That's why it's such a bullish event when it does happen. You know what I mean? So huge saturation, and ETH didn't really scale. ETH didn't really grow in that time. So if ETH didn't grow in that time and we've got all these products launching, all these projects going in, of course we're going to get high gas fees. Of course we're going to start seeing Ethereum as an older product, a less modern product. Of course, people are going to move over to Solana because Solana's quick, Solana's efficient. It can handle that user base. It's been designed to handle that pressure. You want to build 10,000 projects on us? Go ahead and do it. We're designed for it. Matic, the same thing. AVAX, the same thing. Phantom, exactly. There's ADA, the same thing. Even though ADA, I don't know what I've gone with ADA. You know? So now we're seeing that word now, higher scalability. All right. The Ethereum ecosystem, despite being not as scalable, has continued to grow. But now with the transition of proof of stake will only lead to more development activity on the Ethereum network. Yo, listen, brothers and sisters in the chat, you're all my brothers and sisters to some degree. I am so fucking bullish on Ethereum. I'm so bullish. Big man ting. I am bullish on Ethereum. I'm so excited for this next cycle. I really am. And for all of you guys in the chat, you guys and girls are the real ones. No cap. You guys and girls are the real ones. I can see 49 people in the chat. That's 49 potential millionaires that we're going to have in the next cycle, because while everybody is focused on watching TV and looking at Forex and just doing anything that doesn't involve crypto, you guys and girls are here learning about the Ethereum merge. When we start exiting this bear market, trust me, you lot are the only ones that are going to be trading it. Your friends won't be talking to you about crypto. You'll be there and you'll sound like a crazy person. You should have seen how stupid I sounded in 2017, 2018. 2018, when the bear market was here and I was talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum, everyone was like, "Oh, yeah. Nas, like, yeah, bull market's coming. Yeah. Bruv, 2021, when bull market came, everyone was like, NJ, is that you, yeah? That's you lot. Everybody in the chat, that's going to be you guys. You guys are the crazy ones. You know, you guys are the ones studying this when nobody wants to focus on crypto. So trust me, remember that I said this. Bookmark this video if you need to bookmark this video. You know, you guys are the ones. Trust me. So up or down? Ethereum has been one of the most trusted assets and protocols in the blockchain space. With the new upgrade and it is only going to get better and better. However, in my personal opinion, we will see, well, it's not my personal opinion, it's Murtaza's opinion, we will see major volatility in the market closer to the merge due to investors being confused over what the whole operation will lead to. You know what? I'm going to ignore the rest of this because this is somebody else's opinion. He's part of the team, but this is not exactly my opinion. So we'll look at two more articles, all right? And what we'll do is when we look at these two more articles, then we'll dive into some ETH. We'll have a few bants in the comments, and then we'll end the stream. All right. So here we have another article here. Ethereum Merge will change crypto forever. Everything that you need to know. Please make sure you're liking the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, bottom right hand corner, it takes a quick second to do so. We're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers. Help the NJ community grow. One day you guys are going to tune in the next bull market. You're going to tune in. We'll have 100 times the people here in this chat. Be one of the OGs. Be one of the people that were early on the NJ show. All right. The Ethereum community is more giddy than usual. On weekly Zoom calls dedicated to technical matters, Ethereum developers have been celebrating, even singing, as they advance towards the merge, an event hailed as the most important technological upgrade in the history of crypto. I agree. But what exactly is the merge? Those who follow crypto news have likely heard about it and are aware it represents a shift to something called proof of stake. But there are a few detailed accounts of the technical processes and the merge's implications for the larger crypto ecosystem. So, again, the reason I've got these articles up here is to reiterate what we've got here in a Word document. So this is a Word document. You guys don't know if I'm chatting Japanese to you guys or if I'm telling you guys the truth. Maybe you guys have been here for 40 minutes and I'm just chatting ish. So I put these articles in here just so to show you that other people are saying the same thing, Jorian, thank you for tuning into the show, my friend. But look, if you're late to the show, I can't help you. You've got to rewind and you've got to start the show from the beginning. The rest of the people have been here for 40 minutes. They've been listening. Let's respect our fellow community members and let's continue with the show. So the merge will, merge the current Ethereum mainnet or the main public Ethereum blockchain used by everyone with something called the beacon chain. Currently, both chains exist in parallel. So you've got the Ethereum chain, you've got the beacon chain. The beacon chain is the new shiny product. Nobody's really using it at the moment except for the 14.25 million ETH deposited, but that is the new shiny chain. Now, you can't call something beacon chain and expect it to overtake ETH. It's not going to happen like that. Consider it a fork. Okay? And now what's going to happen is that Ethereum is going to merge with this beacon chain. Okay? But only the Ethereum mainnet, which currently uses a mechanism called proof of work, is processing the transactions. So once the merge is complete, the Ethereum mainnet will shift away from proof of work and instead adopt the beacon chain's proof of stake mechanism. Okay? Oh, look, a Dragon Ball Z meme. This is a Dragon Ball Z meme. I rate this. Oh, man, it didn't even let me see it. All right, it's a Dragon Ball Z meme, Goten and Trunks, Vegeta and Goku, fusion. Ha! Ha! So what's proof of stake? Proof of stake is a type of consensus mechanism that differs from the traditional proof of work. Okay? A consensus. A consensus mechanism describes the way Ethereum or blockchains determine the legitimacy of a transaction posted in its network. It is how a blockchain governs itself. Ethereum can be seen as a distributed database of nodes. Don't be worried about the term nodes. Nodes is just like computers. Like my computer is a node. This phone is a node. Anything that can sort of compute data is a node. And if we're using it as part of a network, it's a node. All right. It's a host. It's a machine. All right. IT people love to do this. IT people, they love to use fancy terminology to try and trick you or to try and make you feel stupider. But in reality, it's not that difficult to understand IT. I worked in IT for 12 years. You can tell by my accent. You can tell by the way I delineate information. I'm not the smartest fella on the block. But when you break it down and explain it in a way that I can understand, I can even teach it back to you. And I feel that for everybody in the crypto space. In the crypto space, you've got a lot of people where English isn't their first language. They're not stupid. They're not smart. It's just we have to work together to break information down in a way so that everybody can understand it. Otherwise, you're a cunt. Like, I'm sorry for the language, but you are. I've met so many people in the IT space, cunts. You know, they just want to be smarter than you. So they change everything that they write, they change everything that they say to help you understand it less, whilst making them sound more smart. Little dick man them. But anyway, so how does proof of stake work? Once Ethereum shifts over to a proof of stake consensus mechanism, the network will rely on trusted entities known as validators to verify transactions and add new blocks to the blockchain. A validator will be chosen at random each time a new block is to be added, which will occur every 12 seconds post-merge. Anyone can apply to be a validator by depositing 32 Ethereum, about $61,000 at mid-August prices, a sum intended to ensure that participants have a stake in the success of the network and run up-to-date software. Now look. I don't want you guys to panic or anything like that. When it says 32 Ethereum, immediately you're thinking, well, hang on a second, that's immediately put me out of the equation. I haven't got 32. Who's got 32 Ethereum? You know? So how do you get involved? Well, look, don't worry about it. Part of understanding and learning FA is by seeing what the bigger boys are doing and how the drops. You know, imagine you've got a big tree, and at the top of the tree or in the middle of the tree, that's where all the big money is. Now, you know that if you're new to crypto and if you haven't got more than 500k or something like that, you know you're not going to get to play with any of the bigger boys. So don't worry about that. Okay? What we're looking for when we're looking at information like this, where we discuss the Ethereum merge, okay, we can't get involved in the Ethereum merge. Minor. If the rain is falling on the tree, I know that the water is going to get absorbed by the tree. I know that the bigger players will win more, but the drops that fall off those leaves, that could be millions for me and you. Okay? What's going on with my camera? If the Ethereum merge can help us in the next cycle, if it can push Ethereum higher, then you know those altcoins that we're putting 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 into, those altcoins, because 70% of them exist on the Ethereum network, in the future, all these new projects that we love so much, they're going to be on the Ethereum network. When those project 1000x's, imagine what that does to your 5k. Imagine how many millionaires Matic printed before it even became Polygon. I was there. I'm telling you facts. So don't worry about when you see 32 Ethereum here, don't even stress it. Don't even stress it. You know, it's not about you getting involved in the ETH merge. It's about you understanding the ETH merge. It's about you being able to teach this back to other people. And then when and if in the next cycle, this starts moving mad because of this merge stuff, you'll say, all right, I can see Ethereum going up. I can see why it's going up. I know that Ethereum will probably hit these prices in the future. Therefore, I'm going to have some very low leverage longs on Ethereum to ride this bull market. And at the same time, I'm going to put my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5k in these altcoins that are going to follow suit with Ethereum. And voila, there's your strategy for the bull market. All right. We're going to be talking about so many altcoins on this channel anyway, so I wouldn't even stress. Okay. If you've got 10k, we will find 10 altcoins to distribute that 10k into. Not financial advice. I'm just saying if I had 10k, what I would do. All right. So don't go around saying NJ told me to buy this. I'm just going to be talking about what I'm buying. But anyway, so why is the merge such a big deal? For one, Ethereum is the most used blockchain and powers Ether, the second largest cryptocurrency. With a $202 billion market cap, Ethereum also hosts numerous decentralized applications and decentralized finance protocols and establishes the authenticity of millions of non-fungible NFTs. Please understand this. This is your leading point. When you're talking about Ethereum to people, when you're teaching somebody or you're telling someone about this token, this is where you can shine. If you can repeat this, everything here, you're good. And I'm going to repeat this one more time for you. Someone says to you, bruv, why is the merge like a big deal? Like, what is Ethereum anyway? Well, Ethereum is the most used blockchain and powers up Ether, the second largest cryptocurrency. With a $202 billion market cap, you can go on CoinMarketCap, you can go on CoinGecko, you can show me any other coin that has this market cap. It hosts a number of decentralized applications and decentralized finance protocols and establishes authenticity over millions of NFT projects. So when we're talking about dApps, we're talking about your favorite altcoins that haven't hit mainnet yet. Your favorite altcoins that are being utilized on the Ethereum blockchain. We're talking about the king, what hosts all of these dApps. When we're talking about DeFi, we're talking about what is harnessing DeFi. When we're talking about NFTs, when you're trading NFTs, when you're buying them, when you're selling them, when you're going on OpenSea, what is that being used on? The Ethereum network. This means the outcome of the merge will affect not just the Ethereum blockchain, but a wide constellation of products and services that rely upon it. So everything that sits below Ethereum will be affected by this. It's bullish for your altcoins too. But giving Ethereum size and influence, the fate of the merge is likely to have a ripple effect on the broader crypto industry. Okay? And that is kind of the main point of this article. Okay? So we've discussed in this episode so far, we've discussed what the merge is. We've discussed, we haven't discussed scenarios that will happen through the merge. We have kind of discussed it in terms of if it's going to be a buy and sell, buy the rumor, sell the news. I think we'll dive into a bit of TA in a moment. But how to position yourself for the Ethereum merge is, I think, what we'll talk about now. So if we're going to be talking about how to position ourselves for the Ethereum merge, I think my honest thoughts on it, I don't think that we're going to get a bull market anytime soon. Okay? I did a video. I always refer back to this. Okay? Let me get it up for you guys now. I did a video a couple of weeks ago where I talked about market cycles. All right? And this video on market cycles is kind of what you need to watch. If you're new to crypto, you need to watch this because this is exactly what I wish I had. I wish when I started crypto that somebody sat down with me. In the end, it was XO that taught it to me, but even he learned it afterwards. You know, I wish there was a video like this. Let me find it, man. This one here. So this video that I did here, bear with me. Okie dokie. And then I'm going to push this out like this. So this video that I did here, right, is the video on market cycles. All right. When will we get another bull run? Okay. And in this video, I really break it down for you guys. Okay. I really break it down. So if we look at the description, you've got the difference between a bull market and a bear market, the 3 stages of a market cycle, what has history shown, the end of a bear market is near, how I would expect the next stages to unfold, example of accumulation, comparing the bull market altcoins, the next catalyst for Bitcoin, how to make money in the crypto bull market. This is my favorite video that I've ever done, okay? I've done some pretty good episodes on this channel, but really and truly, this has to be my favorite. And the reason this is my favorite is because it helps us position ourselves. It doesn't matter that this news has come out for Ethereum. It really doesn't matter. What matters is how this news is going to help us in the next cycle. Okay, so if you haven't watched this episode, it was streamed on the 15th of August. The title is When Will We Get Another Bull Run? Go and look at that video. Watch that video from the beginning to the end, and you should understand how these cycles play out, irrespective of the news. Okay, I'll give you an example, right? You see this spike here. This spike on Bitcoin right here. Yeah? This was the COVID crash. Not many people talk about this crash no more, but if we go to March 20th, if we go to that day specifically, right? I remember that day so well. I was leveraging that day. I actually shorted the S&P that day and I longed it at the bottom. I was it was degen trading, right? It was degenerate trading. But I remember that day so well. It was such a big event. But then since that spike happened, look at the rest of the price action. The rest of the price action that we've got here makes this look very, very insignificant. Very, very insignificant. So, yes, we have got very, very big news at the moment for Ethereum. We do have very big news, but I don't think that this is going to talk us into the next bull market. I don't think this is going to suddenly make price start doing this. I don't think that's going to happen. And the reason that's not going to happen is because we have got years and years of data here. Okay? We've got from here all the way in 2015, we've got data all the way to 2022. And this data has been very, very predictable. This data has been very on point. We have a bull market, a bear market, we have an accumulation period, then we go into a bull market, then we have a bear market, then we have an accumulation period, then we go into a bull market, a bear market, accumulation period, then we go into a bull market, a bear market. Now we need to end this bear market and we need to find that accumulation. Okay? Like that. That's how we need to do it. That's how you get the next bull market. Okay? And when we do get that next bull market, all of this that you're seeing here in the middle of the screen, all this big chunky price, it's going to look like this. Right? Just to give you some context, I was here, I was here. Everybody was messaging me that day. During this spike, this 20K spike, this is 20K, right? Yeah, this is 20K. During this 20K move up, oh my goodness, it was such a mad time to be in crypto. I remember this so well. Gosh, this was an incredible couple of weeks. It was like 2 weeks, all of this. Incredible. Every day, Bitcoin was just pushing up non-stop. But now look, if we take it into context, right? Look how insignificant that looks now in comparison to what we've got here. And I'm very, very confident that this, whatever goes on up here, will make this look insignificant. All right. So in terms of the merge itself, what do I think is going to happen? Well, we'll start off by looking at Bitcoin. All right. Now with Bitcoin, what we're looking at here, it's not looking good to me, man. It's not looking good to me. All right. We are still in a range. We've got our key swing high up here. We've got our key swing low down here. We've broken this trend line now. I'm going to remove it. This is the daily time. Maybe if we go onto the H4, can we find something? Can we find a potential possible scenario? Well, to break it down even further, we're sort of trapped between this area here and this area here. Okay, everything above this green line has so far been a deviation. We didn't get that perfect retest that we were looking for right here. It hooked and sold off. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we got a push up into this area here. Okay, something like this. Take out these highs here, maybe deviation. And then I'm expecting this. Overall, I do think that we're going to go lower eventually. And the reason that I've got a scenario like this marked out for Bitcoin is because it kind of gives me similar vibes to the actual cycle high. Look, you see how we've got this distribution area here. And then what we do is we come back up, we take out this high here, and then we start selling off. And if you look at what I've drawn down here, if you look to the bottom of the chart here, what I've drawn in comparison to what's going on the top here, it's kind of a very obvious fractal. Obviously, trading it is not easy, but that's kind of what I'm seeing for Bitcoin. Okay, so I'm expecting somewhere between 22K and 23K. I'm expecting somewhere between 22 and 23K for the top. Maybe, just maybe, okay? It's a very, very low probability, maybe, but it can be possible. If we hide everything on the chart here and we go to the monthly chart for Bitcoin, if we look at what's actually been happening in the monthly, right? There's not really much going on in this monthly, All right, we've got a low that we formed here in June. We've got a higher low in July, and we've got a higher low again in August. Now, to me, it looks like we want to take out August's low. Now, if we take out August's low and reject, I'm wondering if we're going to shoot back up. If we shoot back up, then we're looking at here. This is the first real resistance, which is at 23.3K. And then we've got resistance here at 24.6K, and then real resistance here at 25K. So I'm wondering if we could potentially get back to 25K and then really sell off. Okay. And I did tweet it. Not long ago. Okay. Where you see we've got the lows forming here. Maybe this could be a higher low. Maybe we could take out these lows here and then push up. It will be a little W pattern. Push up to, I wouldn't say here, but somewhere around this area here. We've got a little gap fill around this area here. So the high here is around 26 to 27. I don't know if we'll get that high, but we've also got a little gap right here as well, which falls in at around 25-ish. Okay, so 25K looks possible to me. Okay, it does. We're not going to trade it to that point. We're going to look for 23K. I think that's more probable. I think something like this is on the cards for Bitcoin, and we'll move over to Ethereum in a second. But I think something like this is what I'd be looking for overall for Bitcoin going into the near future. All right. I do think we're going to go lower, guys. And if you haven't seen my episode that I did with Trader XO, I did an episode with Trader XO on Friday. I highly recommend you go and watch that stream, because in that stream, we talk about everything that you want to know. All right. And part of that is, again, talking about how low we can possibly go on Bitcoin. And also, like I mentioned, the market cycle review that I did, that's the key video, man. That should be an educational video. I'm going to actually put that in the education section. I'm going to do that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So moving on to Ethereum, yeah. A very, very less detailed chart for Ethereum. However, because we're so detailed on Bitcoin, we know that they're moving in suit. We know that they're following. We have to remember that the Fed is removing liquidity from the markets. Okay, if you don't watch XO's Sunday live streams, you're not going to understand. But the Fed is removing liquidity from the markets, which means that this is going to have an impact on crypto as well. Okay, I foresee lower prices. Now, the reason this chart is so clean, it's because we've got levels here, the only important levels that you need to worry about. Okay, we've got $1,700. Why is this such an important level for Ethereum? Well, if I zoom out to the weekly time frame, what do we see here for $1,700? We see that when we were in the bull market, 1700 was what acted as support. We had support here, which continued to push Ethereum up. We had support here, we had support here, we had support here. Now we've not only have we come down, we've come down and we've deviated above that $1,700 level. We've wicked into 1800. So what next? So I'm personally thinking at this stage of price, okay, my thesis could change as price evolves, but I'm thinking we get something like this. Now, if we're taking 1700, if everything above 1700 is the deviation, then we look at our historical price action patterns. We know you love your head and shoulders. You've got your left shoulder on this side right here. Okay, I'm going to drag this across. Okay, so what I'm thinking for Ethereum is something along the lines of this. Okay, into this area here, and this is the real area where I think a lot of people will be looking for shorts. Okay, I think that we're going to get a lot of shorting in this area here. And if I just do this, . Okay, something along those lines for Ethereum. Okay, and again, that would look perfectly sensible to me. In hindsight, we'll look back and we'll think to ourselves, well, how did we not see that? We had the highs here, we had a high, we had a high here. This was the actual high for Ethereum. This was the deviation. Now we've come back. We didn't get that clean retest here. We're getting low, we're shorting, we're going lower. People who are waiting for the retest here in this area here, they've gone short very, very late because they missed their entries at this level right here. Because they've missed their entries, they've taken the shorts. Now it's time to squeeze them out. Okay, we squeeze them out. All the stops are resting right here. Squeeze them out, deviate, get back below, sell off. I think if I was to look for a target for Ethereum, the first target would really be here, this 1270 level. Okay, 1270. Now, if you're watching this recorded, or if you've been here for the entire stream, right, you're going to be wondering, well, hang on a second. We spoke about the Ethereum Merge. We spoke about what the Ethereum Merge is. We spoke about the scenarios. We spoke about how bullish it is. And yet we're looking at the chart now, and I'm giving you a short scenario for Ethereum. I'm giving you a long scenario, and I'm giving you an overall bias, which is towards the downside. There's money to be made here, you know. There's money to be made going up. But there's more money to be made going down. So why? Why am I doing that? Well, you're going to need to watch my market cycle review video in order to understand it. Okay? Bull market. I don't know if you can see my... okay, fuck it. Let me just do this. All right. Bull market. Bear market. Accumulation. Bull market. Bear market. Accumulation. Bull market. Bear market. Accumulation. Okay? That is horrible. That is such a disgusting drawing. But that is kind of the gist of what I'm saying. Okay? We just have to go through these cycles. I know that you want to make money now, and I know that you want to long and short altcoins now. I know you're looking for that volatility now, today. But the market doesn't work like that. And I promise you guys, if you're patient, I know this is so difficult to understand. You know, if I try to imagine myself listening to this, you know, and it's difficult. It's really difficult to stay patient. But if you are patient, oh my goodness. When you get involved in a crypto bull run, it is the most exciting feeling in the world. It's better than sex. It's better than drugs. It's better than so many things I can think of. The adrenaline rush that you get from a bull market. You don't want to sleep. You can't sleep. You can't think of anything other than Bitcoin and Ethereum. You can't think of anything other than altcoins. Every single launch, how does it benefit the ecosystem? You know, it is one of the most exhilarating feelings I've ever felt in my entire life. I felt it in 2017 and it was incredible. And then in 2020 to 2021, it was even bigger and it was even better. Now, I'm hoping, I wouldn't say hoping, but the next real catalyst for Bitcoin is going to be the 2024 Bitcoin halving. Now, the Ethereum merge, I'm not going to lie, it's come at a very sort of distraught time. Traditional markets not looking good. People who are living in the real world, they're suffering right now from energy bills, suffering lack of money, no wage increases. People are losing money. People haven't got money, and people are going to continue losing money. Now, the Fed is removing liquidity from traditional markets. That's not bullish. That's extremely bearish. Okay, in crypto, when you're removing liquidity, you get a trending tweet that says rug pull. All right, that's what happens in a bearish market. Rug pull. All right, liquidity removed. Oh my god, the devs run away. Now imagine we're doing that in the S&P. We're removing billions and billions and billions. We're removing 90 billion a month from the S&P to try and help this market restabilize. Do you know how bearish that is? So we're not in that accumulation phase yet. We've got another leg down to go, in my opinion. Not financial advice, in my opinion. By tomorrow, I could change my mind. If we get a massive pump from Ethereum right now, if Ethereum 2x's right now, which is extremely unlikely, less than 0.5% probability that it would do that, tomorrow's episode would be very different. I'll say that I was wrong. But based on what the Fed is doing, based on what the current global markets are doing, based on the stories that we're getting about energy prices and energy consumption, you tell me, does Ethereum or Bitcoin really have the power to do that? Or are we following the same cycles that we followed in the last 10 years? You know? You look and you tell me what you guys think. All right? Now, again, just to wrap up the stream from here, what I will say is that if we are having the next cycle in 2024, that's where the Bitcoin halving is, that gives us around a year. Okay? Now, if you watch the market cycle video, you'll understand why I really think that 2024 could be a lot like 2020. 2024 could be a lot like 2016. Okay? Go back in history, go on TradingView yourself and take a look. Take a look at what Bitcoin did in 2016. Take a look at what Bitcoin did in 2020 and look to see why it might do the same thing in 2024, how it all lines up. All right? That's where I think the market will start slowly turning. And at some stage in 2024, I'm betting towards the end of it, closer to Christmas in 2024, I really think that's when we're going to start getting these little alt pumps. The new altcoins hitting the market, new tokens, new products, new innovations. I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to all of you joining me on that journey. All right. So I'll leave you guys there. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys stay healthy and safe. We're going to wrap up the stream there. Thank you very much to all of you who joined. Meg, Jorian, Thomas, Aromatic, JMD, Marty, Hafuel, Manib, Zed, Min. Thank you all for joining. Hassan, thank you for joining. 2P, thank you for joining. Thank you all of those who joined in and who listened to the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope by the end of this stream, maybe watch it again. You guys should be able to understand what the Ethereum merge is, and you should be able to explain it to others. And if you're struggling to explain it to others, just feel free to share the video. All right? Please make sure you're liking the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, bottom right-hand corner. Make sure you're signing up to not signing up, but click on the link in the description below, the Telegram link. A last quick shout out to Dank McDizzle, Derry, Thomas once again, Meg once again, and Marty once again. Take care, everyone. Have a lovely evening. Take care, Samil. Take care, JJ. See you.